Okay, is this an amputee joke, guys? Send me a new hand. Hello everybody, welcome to another Stuland video. Before we get started here, I just want to say thank you to all of the people who have subscribed to my channel over the last month. I don't produce a lot of content, but the video that I did about my prosthetic really seemed to resonate with a lot of people, and that's cool. I made something that other people wanted to watch, and it brought a lot of you to my channel as subscribers, so thank you so much for doing that. Hopefully I can continue to make content that you folks are going to want to watch. As for today's video, it again will deal a little bit with disability. I have an interesting story for you today that brings together a beverage company, April Fool's Day, and a conversation about accessibility. So follow along with me as I unravel this story for you. Okay, so it was April Fool's Day 2021, and I always like to scroll through the social feeds on that day and just to see what different kind of clever April Fool's gags either individuals or brands are coming up with. As a brand and marketing communications guy, I'm kind of interested in that sort of thing. So anyway, I came across this one video from a local beverage company called Yes Guy Hard Iced Tea. Note, hard iced tea. Not for the kids. Not for the kids. And they had spoofed on some of those old infomercial commercials that you see at 2 a.m. where there's the most basic task that someone is executing on and they can't do it, and it's all in black and white and people are frustrated, and it might be as simple as, you know, using a bar of soap or something like that. What they were doing was spoofing on being able to pick up a 2-liter bottle of beverage and pour it without dropping it, or whatever the case is. Their April Fool's joke was that they had created a handle that can hold on to those bottles and make it easier to pour. I saw that and I thought, no, actually, that's not funny. That's useful. For people like me who actually, I can't physically get this hand around a 2-liter bottle, I absolutely would drop it. The same goes for a lot of different types of large objects. I have great difficulty holding on to things like that, and the handle that they put into that video as a joke, on sale for $29.99, that's actually something that could be useful to me. So I messaged them after watching the video saying, you know what? Your handler is legitimately a cool idea. I cannot wrap my hand around a 2-liter bottle of anything. You might actually have something here that is useful to the disability market. I haven't done any research to find out if these things already exist in other spaces, but anyways, I messaged them with that information. I said, that's cool, kudos. They replied to me and said, hey, maybe we can send you one. I said, okay. And yesterday, a box arrived in my house, and I'm gonna open that now. Disclaimer, I also went out and bought their product, so well done on your marketing. You got me to buy. Congratulations. Presumably the handler is in this box, and I'm gonna give it a go. So let's see how it works. So it looks like there's more here than just the handler, which is cool. So let's crack open the box. Careful if you're using a knife at home, kids. Maybe I'm not the best one to talk about that. Anyway, let's crack in here, see what we got. Oh ho ho! Ha! Sent me a sweet hat. Some fun sunglasses. Oh, a can koozie. Yeah! Okay, is this an amputee joke, guys? You send me a new hand. And the handler, the item in question, this is what we came for, so let's get this put on the bottle and see how she works. All right, we've got the big bottle, got the handler, we have a glass. But before we get down to the business of it, let's further the conversation about accessibility and accessible design. There are lots of ways that people can design things for practical application in the world that are not just good for people with disabilities, they are good for everybody. Some easy examples of that are things like accessibility ramps into buildings or cut curbs in and around your neighborhood. Cut curbs and ramps are not just good for people with wheelchairs or pushing strollers or people who require walkers. Anybody can use those. Same goes for things like door handles, doorknobs. If I'm not wearing a prosthetic, say I'm holding something in this hand and I need to get into the house and I need to use this hand to open the door, if I'm not wearing a prosthetic, a round doorknob is actually
my nemesis.
It's really hard to grip and turn a round doorknob with a hand like this. Now, if a doorknob has a handle, a lever, I can do that with this hand without the prosthetic. Levered handles on doors are accessible to everyone. It's not that it's now limited to people with disabilities that can open the door. Everybody can open the door. So, simple changes in global design means the world is accessible to far more people. It's important that when thinking about functional design in the world in which we live, that the design isn't made from a perspective of someone who is completely able-bodied. It just takes a little bit of thinking outside the box or consulting with the disabled community as to what would be a useful and accessible design for them to be able to integrate those things into building and into public infrastructure. So, there's your lesson on accessible design for today. Let's give the handler a try. This is not an endorsement of their product. They're not paying me to do this. This isn't a sponsored ad. I'm just gonna give it a try. Also, I'm not going to drink on camera. No, it's not that kind of channel. But I am gonna try the handler. Okay, here we go. Needless to say, I can pick up the 2-liter bottle with this hand and pour. There may be circumstances in which I need to use the left hand to pour something as big as this or pick up something as big as this. The bottle is a stand-in for any number of other objects that I'm not very good at picking up with my left hand. But there are certainly people who could benefit from something like this because both of their hands are compromised in some way from being able to pick up something of this size. So this looks pretty straightforward. It locks into this little ring. There we go. This stretches around the bottle. And this clips onto the neck. Very good. I've got enough hand there that I can now pick up a 2-liter bottle. Look at that. Let's check out the pourability factor. Very nice. No slip. So there you go. Accessible product design in action right there. Yes Guy, nice work. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Thanks to Yes Guy for your April Fool's joke. It's no joke to me. I think it's a great little product and I'm gonna use it. Also thanks for all the good stuff that you sent me in the mail along with the handler. This is kind of fun. I'm sure that you'll see me rocking these out in public somewhere. And of course, with the foam finger so that I can give the handler an official 2 big thumbs up. Thanks again to everyone for watching. Thanks to all the subscribers to this channel. If you haven't subscribed, feel free. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Thanks again for watching. Hope you're all staying safe and healthy out there. See you next time.